So I know that I usually don't record videos. It's actually really rare that you get to see a video on my YouTube channel. But over the past couple of weeks, I've been thinking of making a video reminiscing on 2024 and how much of an impact it had on me this year. And so I kind of wanted to have a mostly unfiltered talk. I know that usually I have these during stream, but this one would be a little bit more, you know, straight to the point, talking about specific things that happened in 2024. In the background, you'll be seeing videos of levels that I enjoyed that came out this year. If you see any that you enjoy, please go check them out. They deserve so much love and support. So, this will be a very weird video because there's a lot of people who have been making these kinds of videos lately. The best levels of 2024, or like Colin, I know that did a video very recently, very similar to this. But I think when it comes to this video, I want to talk a little bit more about my experience as a creator during 2024. Because I think this is probably the year that I've been the most involved with the community. I've released 5 levels, which is something I haven't done since the very first year of 2.1. I... really ages me, huh? It's something very strange to me to be releasing projects, because for many years of my life in GD, I just worked on Mega Collab parts. I never did anything else aside from just making the occasionally collab part here and there, and that whole mentality of making collabs kind of stopped me from being able to make any projects that I really wanted to make. And so it changed a lot of the dynamic for me of I feel like I'm doing something, comparatively to the previous years where I didn't have like a track record of things that I did this year. And so for this year to be not only one of the biggest years in terms of like how much I release, but also one of the biggest years in terms of the projects that I release is something really important to me. Started off the year releasing Aether with Zero. It was a really fun level that we both worked really hard on, but obviously Zero did like a lot of the work for Aether. Y'all saw it during his streams. Y'all saw it during his Aether How I Made Aether video. And I think that Aether was like a perfect thing for me to like settle myself into 2.2 because I hadn't been creating very much at that point. And so to get back into things, to make some design, which I hadn't done in a while, and make it such a fun and amazing level. I'm very proud of Aether. It is such a cool thing to have released this year. And that was the very first month of 2.2. Aether was kind of a challenge for me because when I first started building Aether, I didn't really have too many design ideas. Like I said, I hadn't built in a while, mostly not design. And so it complicated itself a little bit to me because I knew that I was capable of making something fun, but I knew that I also wasn't at the same level as Zero in terms of my experience with design. And so it definitely was very much a big pressure on my shoulders to keep up with what Zero had been doing, and also to showcase some of the cool things 2.2 can do, because I really wanted that. I really wanted to put a lot of effort into showing off, hey, 2.2 is actually really cool, and in this level, it's not something I just wanted to take lightly. At the very start of the year, Zero and I had talked about maybe releasing one project every month, and slowly it became very obvious that that just wasn't something that we could keep up with. And I think we did a pretty good job in the end. I think Aether is a project that I'm actually really proud of. After that, there was PPF, Pastel PF. And that was a really funny level. We started that level off, I think 4 or 5 days before Valentine's. The goal being to rush a level with Sting, Zero, and I. I think the biggest part of that was the fact that we just shouldn't have started that level so close to the deadline. But somehow we pulled Xander game into this and managed to make a really fun level. That is probably one of my favorite projects this year. After that came a bit of a period where I tried to do multiple things, but there was a lot that I wasn't able to manage to do in time. I started from now on a level that for some reason now sits at too many views on my channel. I started Fall Streak, a level with Zero that I really want to still make in the future. I tried a couple other solo projects, but didn't end up actually finish anything. The only thing that I did was being part of Lotus. I made my part really quickly. It was done in a couple days, and the level just had to be finished, and just had Lotus done. And then came Astralis. I've already talked enough of Astralis and NCS in so many of my streams. If y'all are interested, you can go watch any of the VODs on how I made Astralis or how I made NCS, or me ranking the mythic levels. I talked about those two levels so much during those. Astralis was a really big change in my mentality as a creator, and also as a host. I hadn't hosted a project properly since Surge of the Shield. I know that I had been in other projects here and there, but it's been a while since I've hosted. And Astralis was a really big change for me. More than how Astralis affected me, I kind of want to talk about the reception of Astralis. I think a lot of people really had odd expectations of me after releasing Astralis, and even more so after NCS. It felt like the only thing that I could release was mythic levels. The difference in mentality there is what really struck to me, that the community had been changing a lot over these years, in that it had become a very aggressive place to be in sometimes. After Astralis though, I was very much in a burnout. I definitely was not doing too great with building art, because how exhausting it was building an Astralis. It is not an easy project at the slightest. I've talked about it in great detail before. It was really exhausting. And so when we had come to the moment of making the NCS entry, Zero and I had talked about making an entry together. Some of y'all might have seen it. It's called Blue Shift. It is a level that is 99% done by Zero. I've only helped with some of the ideas and concept art. I did some clouds, I did some things here and there, but my involvement with the level was almost non-existent, and that was due to me being really burnt out after making Astralis. Instead, things ended up happening, and we started Next Cap soon. That level was a blast. I think I had never had so much fun hosting a project before. In the end, the fact that it gone mythic again, and we placed really high. I'm really happy with the placement. I'm super proud of the team for getting second place. It got a lot of backlash. I think the NCS Gauntlet as a whole became a bigger subject around the community than it originally was intended to. I know there was a contest endorsed by Wrapped Up and by NCS, but I feel like it became such a big and prominent thing to talk about that you couldn't go anywhere in the community without people talking about it while it was happening. Having such a polarizing contest with so many entries that people thought were the best things ever made in the game, and then when other entries just being levels that were just trying to have fun, it created such a clash within people, and it brought a lot of pressure. It was really interesting because somehow, after all of that, I just got more motivation to keep building. Instead of being like super demotivated because people just were complaining about the level, I just wanted to make more things. I just wanted to have fun. And so I pushed through, made Meloo, such a fun project, and then we have Who I Know. I've talked about both of the levels plenty of stream. When it comes to the level making process that I had this year, I think it is really strange that there's so many projects that I've been a part of this year, and then so many of them were actually things that I was passionate about. And I think I'm really grateful to everybody who has supported me this year. And having so many people having so many opinions about my levels, that it's interesting. It is a very interesting dynamic that I still don't know if I'm sure that I understand and if I'm sure that I like. But at the very moment that we are right now, I'm just gonna let it be and keep making things. For 2025, I really want to make more projects. I really want to get things going. Not more than this year, just more projects that I actually really want to do. There's been a lot of things that I have had in my mind for a couple years, and that I've been wanting to do, and then now I think that it's very possible for me to do them. So I think 2025 will be the year where I push through some of those projects. Anyway, I don't want to make this video any longer. I think I'm already rambling too much. I'll ramble about this more on stream here and there. But thank you everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. This year has been kind of wild for everybody, I think. 2.2 is something that a lot of us never even thought was ever gonna get released, and now it's here for a year into it. And it's very surprising because I don't think anybody expected this year to go the way that it did in terms of the changes that happened to GD. I really hope that going forward, the mod team and RobTop will keep pushing a lot of these events and a lot of these community-driven things, because I think it's been doing a lot of really cool things for the community, and hopefully I'll be participating in some of them. I'd love to be a part of the GD community more. I usually stream during the weekdays, but also sometimes during the weekends. So if y'all are interested in watching me ramble some more, you can always come and join in the streams. I hope everybody has a good rest of their days, and bye-bye!